What's going on, Jackson, Mississippi? Today's Friday. Made it. We made it. We made it. We made it. Yo, big ups. Big ups to you. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to you. You made it. Another Friday. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad. I hope you're doing well. Oh, that was my computer just doing that. I got set it on my other computer. Um,
21 push-up race.
Let me turn this thing down so I won't keep talking. Uh, that's the screen reader. The screen reader. That's the screen reader. My screen reader on my other computer that got set up. But anyway, how's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well today. I hope you slept well. I hope you get to work on time. On time. I hope you whether you're going to work, coming from work, just chilling at the house, or you're at work, whatever the case may be, whatever your situation is today while you are listening to this video. Hey, I hope everything works out for you. Far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna kind of give you a little brief on me. I'm still doing this Linux stuff, as we talk about as I talk about in my other videos, we still rocking with this Linux stuff, and the thing is getting very, very interesting. It's getting very interesting, very interesting. You know what I'm saying? Working with some other programs, some other, lessons. It's getting very interesting, very interesting. So, we hope that keep on getting interesting. The more and more I study, the more and more I learn, and learning is wonderful. I'm telling you, especially when it works. When you learn something and it works, that's that's the key of that makes the learning the best part. That makes you want to learn even more, especially when you got something that works. It it sucks when you got something, when you learn something and it's backwards. you were like, what the heck is this? You learned it was all wrong. Cause I remember back in the days when I was in, I'm saying I got a real good memory. When I was in kindergarten, I know I shouldn't be telling this, but I'm gonna tell it anyway. I don't care. my my kindergarten teacher. Let me tell you, I don't know if that was intentional or she was just stupid. She was, they was, when I was coming up, they wasn't very adamant with the kindergartens learning their 1, 2, 3s and the ABCs. But in my class we did. But when she would go, when she say, when you go from A to Z, and no, not Z, the vowels. When she would do the vowels, the A E I O U, and sometimes Y, she would say, it's A E I O U and sometimes W. yo, yo, when I got to first grade, everybody quoted it. I swear I'm not bullcrapping. I got a memory like an elephant. I'll never forget that. Because it stayed in my head. She said it's sometimes W. And so when I got to the first grade, she said, and sometimes everybody said W. She said, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's sometimes Y. I just thought I'd throw that at. That was crazy. But that goes to say, what I'm talking about learning something and it don't work. I was like, everybody thought that they was right and they was wrong, So, but I'm kind of learning this, scripting language, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it is, like I said, for me. I was talking to a friend of mine, one of my homeboys from up in New York, and me and him we've been school buddies since elementary school, and we was the first computer school kids in New York. You know, and man, me and him was talking, and we was talking about, and I was telling him about how how USA Today's wiped the wiped it off their out of their, I guess, their history archives. I don't know for sure, but I think they did. But anyway, and we were just talking about what we was learning back in the days, and man, and it's just like I said, I'm so into computers. I stayed remembering. 52 years old, but from the point of me being 52 all the way up till I was all the way back to, shoot, I'll say 10, 11. I still remember all of the major things that happened in my life with computers. I remember because I always play it over and over in my head. I always bring it back to the forefront of my lobe because it was always important to me, because I never wanted to lose it. Because I said, well, I probably can use it somewhere else or teach it to someone else, But anyway, I digress. But man, I was looking at this video today. Not this video, but this. I was looking at the news today. Man, yo, they got this detective and this dispatcher for Jackson Police. On the they're on administrative leave. What was that about? But you saw the title, right? Yo, stop giving me content. Stop giving me content. Because it's mess like that that give cats like Clay Edwards nest to talk about. And then I gotta go back and I got to straighten him up. Because he's downplaying how the conduct of what's going on in our city. See, that's why I say stop giving me content. Because if he says something, I'm going to say something. And I'm going to come right back up on here and I'm going to give it to you off the rip. Whether I don't give a ding dong about him. And I'm going to put it on my Facebook page, and I hope he see it. Off the rip. Off the rip. You know what I'm saying? Yo, when I say, I might be from New York, but I'm representing Jackson off the rip. I'm done. I'm telling you straight up. This is Jackson. And you're not gonna just come in here and just start. He downplays Jackson a lot with this, with that Archie Bunker crap. That's what he is. He's like the Archie Bunker of the internet. You know what I'm saying? It's Archie Bunker cats like him. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Many of you youngsters don't know who Archie Bunker is, but yo, go on the archives and research it on your phone who Archie Bunker was and look at that and listen to the way he talked. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing about that is that Archie Bunker, when it came to his family, he had a heart. Well, maybe that's the same thing with this dude. That's the same thing with this dude. You know what I'm saying? And then the bad part about it, it was his own people around him didn't share his same his ideals. His stepson was always debating him. His daughter was always debating him. Cause he just had this one-track mind way of thinking about about everything. And that's the way Clay Edwards is. So stop giving me content. Because if he says something about this, I'm going to say something about this. Because I'm like this here. The only one that could say something that's qualified is me. And others that live here in the city that's got content out there that want to say something they can. What qualifies him to say something? He don't live here. He don't try to contribute to the city to make the city better or nothing. Don't offer up suggestions or anything. just straight jump into the next black folks in a lot of the issues that goes on. He already dealing with talking about that poor lady that lost her son down there in Nolan Wells' mine. You know what I'm saying? That ain't none of his business. And he just putting that rhetoric out there, and a lot of folks is cheering him on, clapping it up for him, because they share the same ideals. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go on a rant today with this dude. I'm not gonna put that energy in there like that. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to say that and land my plane. You know? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta stop giving me content. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so this, but like I said, I mean, but anyway, I'm gonna go back to this situation. Yo, I wanna say, if she gets this video, shouts out to our chief, Chief Brackney, real talk. Shouts out to her. Shouts out to her and her leadership. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be tolerated. It don't. And see, that's the type of leadership we need. That's the type of leadership we need. Everybody know their role. And everybody's in their role. You know what I'm saying? She's tough. Let me tell you something. She tough. She ain't going to play with him. She ain't playing with him. She said everybody, I don't give a ding dong if you the janitor, you're going to be held responsible. You're going to be held accountable. From the higher up to the janitor, you're going to be held accountable. So all this stuff leaking out because, yo, real talk. Let's keep this a buck. Now, according to them, folks reporting on these news channels, according to them, allegedly, that JPD has been leaving weapons in their cars, in their marked vehicles. Folks recognize their cars, of course. I don't know how it is now because I can't see, but I know when I could see, JPD would have a gleam on their car. It's a certain I don't know if it's me, but they would always have their car always clean with certain gliss that that was a marked car. They could never come through the neighborhood and then the Joker did not know that they wasn't marked. It was marked. The Joker could not never know anytime a tint window come through or some type of at the time was a LTD or it was a Grand Marquis or something. Yo, you could tell. They had this distinction about themselves. See, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know if it was a candy paint type, whatever, but it was a coat on their car that you could tell that they was a marked car. And it was clean. You know what I'm saying? But my point is, to saying that, is this. They leave their weapons in their cars, everybody know what it is. Bust the window out, look at the joint. Oh, mad joints. Let's grab them. Ain't ski that. They out. So what I'm saying, the carelessness of our officers has got to stop. They have got to stop the carelessness of leaving weapons in their cars and stuff like that. Even you as a resident. Stop leaving valuable stuff in your car, because that stuff is, I mean, if a Joker see an iPad or an iPhone sitting on your seat and you parked, man, they'll bust your window out to get that iPad or that iPhone or whatever it is. Something that they could sell or move, or you know what I'm saying, or come on, man, a computer or something. Man, they'll bust that window out off the rip. And they'll give a ding dong about, they'll get in there fast enough, even if the alarm do go off. Fast enough to open up the door and roll out. I'm telling you. So the carelessness of this carelessness, yo, see that carelessness like that was a breed. And then you got like, and then on top, the dispatcher chick was a woman. Dude, they like, yo, she working for the criminals. Allegedly. Allegedly. They said allegedly she was working for the criminals. Come on, kid. Come on, you know what I'm saying? Then you got a cat like myself, can't even get a, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I know it inside out. But I can't even get a job. I can't even get a job. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go through jump loops, hoops, and swoops in order for me to get a job. And then when they discriminate against me, I gotta I gotta post a lawsuit to these lawsuits saying, yo, these folks wrong me. I mean, come on, why do I need to go through that? Why do I need to go through that? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. But anyway, shout outs to yo Chief Bradley, real talk. I'm telling you, see, I think they came when she came in here, folks they thought they was gonna punk her. Man, please, that shit did not sit in that classroom all that ding dong time and got a doctorate degree and then spent time on the forces up top and then come down here at the bottom and gonna be punked. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. She ain't spend all that time and then she retire up there? And then they call her down here to come down here? Shorty was like, bruh. Yo, let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I'm gonna keep it a buck. If y'all don't give me what I need, I'm out. Cause I could have stayed. I could stay at home and twirl my thumbs and get my pension. You know what I'm saying? Anybody would be like that. You're not finna. I live here in Mississippi, right? They call me to come back home for, for a job, whatever. And they need me, need me to come in, boom, 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 maybe for a class or something, teach class or something like that. I'm just giving an example. I'm not going back up to New York for nothing. I'm not finna come up there to that city and then they gonna give me crumbs. And then I got to struggle, and then I get in the apartment and I got to struggle with rent. Cause the rent high up there. You know what I'm saying? Or they wanna and then they wanna stick me somewhere in some real crappy spot. Man, I ain't finna do none of that. Y'all ain't finna pigeonhole me like that. No, heck no. So they wasn't finna do her like that. And I know that, and I know that's what she told him. And I'm telling you, I'm just gonna keep that up. But shouts out to her. Real talk. Shouts out to her. I don't give a ding dong what nobody say. You know what I'm saying? She has a way of doing it, and it doesn't have to be all rigorous. These folks, some of these folks down here got this traditional, I got to put my knee in your neck when I see you doing something wrong. Look, don't you be doing that over there, because I'm going to come over there, I'm going to put my knee in your neck. Nah, she ain't got to do all that. She ain't got to do all that. Because, see, she know whatever goes down, everybody going to be held accountable. Everybody going to be, when did you know it? When did you know it? Why did you know it? How did you know it? You know what I'm saying? Where did it happen at? When did it happen? Why did it happen? You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta go through all that hardcore crap. All you gotta do is make them held accountable and be ready to lock them up too. Be ready to lock them up. I know all this is private. It's in-house stuff. All this in-house, man, it's all in-house corporate shit. It's police business. I understand that. But I'm looking at what they putting out in the public, and what she disseminates. Yo, you could tell by her demeanor. She ain't going. She not going. Real talk. I'm just gonna tell you straight up. I done seen it too many times. I could tell who going and who not. I could tell who going, who not, who in somebody's back pocket, and all that. Come on, we've been rocking on this planet Earth for quite some time. So I know, just like everybody else know, anybody that's older than me. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I worked security before myself. I know what's up. I know who was going. Man, yo, I worked a security job one time. What you gonna say? One time I'm laying my plane on this security stuff. I worked my first security job I ever worked. And I was living in New York. And with some auxiliary stuff. Because, they give you auxiliary status of, police department up north. Boom, boom. At this particular job joint, right, that I had. Yo, the captain was the captain? Oh, was it the captain? Yeah. Yeah, the captain. It was on crack. Cat was on crack. Couldn't hardly keep his eyes open. His eyes was always drooping, like he was just always high, all that. Like he was on heroin or something. Like when folks come off of heroin, they be on that methadone, and the eyes be drooping and stuff, and they be dragging all the way down, and then all of a sudden they come back up. Yo, like that. That's how this cat was. And he could never give you a straight answer. He was always double talking. Always double talking. He about to say something, and then he go into something else. And then he'll say, well, that which way around. That kind of thing. What the hell is you talking about, bro? I went in there to try to get on the day shift. Right? I went in there to try to get on the day shift. And he told me no. But it was some racist crap going on anyway, you know what I'm saying, between the black folks and the Spanish folks. You know what I'm saying? And it was whack. That's one of the reasons why I quit. Because I can't get on the daytime, but yet you got the Spanish folks on the daytime. I was like, man, that's whack. That was whack. You know what I'm saying? That was really whack. So, but anyway. But yeah, but I'm just landing my plane on that. But I'm just telling you, folks, folks can tell. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying, so what kind of authority did that cat was, ain't nobody had no respect for him. Ain't nobody had no respect for that dude. Nobody had respect for him. Because everybody was talking about it. I'm talking about everybody. His own people was talking about him. People that been around him for a long, long time. They was talking about him. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, come on, man. But you could tell. But Chief Brackney, man, let's not even, we not even, I'm gonna tell you straight up and down. Don't try to play her, son. I'm gonna tell you, they ain't even thinking about trying to play her. She can't be played. Because I could guarantee you this, 110%. She came in there with contracts and attorneys. Y'all ain't finna muck me around. Y'all not finna muck me around. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not finna muck me around, period, point blank. Y'all not finna do that. Because, off the rip, because here's what this is. Sign this contract. And if y'all don't want to abide by this, contract's canceled. And I'm out. Hopping my ass on the plane, I'm going home. You know what I'm saying? I'm going back home on twirling my thumbs. Off the rip. I'll find me something else to do, add value to something else. Open up my own security company and run it. You know what I'm saying? Real. She could have been inspiring to run her own business. Who knows? But they called her down here to Jackson, Mississippi, and she ran into She ran into this? It's like you bring me down here and you have me run into a brick wall. You run me into a brick wall. Or run me, like you running me to a brick, like you lead me down a path that's leading to a brick wall. Now I got to figure out, before I get to that brick wall, which way I'm going to turn. Which way I'm going to turn. Nah, here's what the business is. Here's what the business is. Yeah, I'm gonna lead on this. I'm gonna be on this brick wall. But at the end of the day, I'm going into this brick wall, right? I'm headed to that brick wall. I'm gonna stop. Get on the horn and call y'all cats up. Say, yo, a brick wall coming up. Y'all better have that thing move before I get there. Off the rip. Cause if it ain't move, I'ma turn this sucker around. See my point? Plane landed on that. See, that's what I'm saying. That's the metaphor I'm trying to use. This is what they did. This is what they tried to do to her. It wasn't gonna, I mean, I don't know if they was trying to do that to her or not, but she was just, I know she had her ducks in a row. I know she got a contract and she got her, and she got some attorneys. She's smart. Y'all not fit with it. So whatever I run into up here, y'all gonna give me the help I'm gonna need in order to combat it. She did her homework on Jackson. She did. Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. Do you think? I'm just asking a question. Let me ask you a question. I'm not gonna try to tell you nothing, but I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think that Chief Brackney was a pick of the litter, or was planned? Give me a comment. Do you think, here's my question, do you think Chief Brackney coming down here was a pick of the litter, or was it planned by John Horn? Do you think, you know what I'm saying, was she a pick of the litter? Because that's a very important question. Because for me, I'm just speaking logically. Logically speaking, think about this for a minute. I can't see a last minute person coming down here. So, well, let me say it like this. Let me say it another way. I can't see a person coming down here at the last minute and they putting them in a position and they coming down here blindly. They don't know anything about the city. They don't know anything about anything. That's why I raised that question. Because in my mind, when he said, if I become mayor, this was in my mind allegedly. In my mind, I'm thinking, he said, if I become mayor, Chief Brackney gonna be the new chief of police. I already know who it is. And he told her probably, Chief Brackney said, Dr. Brackney, you're gonna be chief of police if you are. And she agreed. And I bet you all the tea in China that she did her homework before she got here. She's a smart woman. What makes you think she wouldn't? What makes you think she didn't know what she was getting into when she came down here to Jackson, Mississippi? Come on, man. Claire Edwards ain't gonna give her credit, but I am. I'm gonna give her all the credit in the world. Real talk. Cause she ain't no dummy. She ain't no dummy. She knew what she was getting into when she came down here. All the crap that goes on up north. Come on, man, everything in their mama. And then you got a lot of crap that goes on up top that don't even get reported. So she had to deal with that. She got to deal with that too. So she was very aware and well equipped and well experienced enough to do her homework before she came down to Jackson, Mississippi. She touched down here. She probably touched down here and already acquainted herself with the people that was in leadership down here already. Already off the rip. I'm talking like far as the the chief of police at the time, what's his name? Tyrone. What's his name? I think that's what his name. I don't get. I'm sorry if I missed. If I don't remember your name. I guess the memory ticks is breaking me up inside. I can remember stuff from back in the days, but I can't remember stuff right here. Down in the present. It's crazy. But I'm just saying, she probably already did her homework. Them cats already put a brief on her. John Horn know he was getting in here. And they gonna try to front like, so he had to go out and, man, was already in the mate. I was already in the make with her. I'm just telling you I'm telling you like it is. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. No, folks playing. You don't think they planning? You don't think they planning? That thing with the Pearl River that was going on when Chokwe Antar Lumumba was up in here. It probably was planned when Frank Milton, before Frank Milton dropped. It probably was planned before Frank Milton dropped. I wouldn't be surprised. This stuff, a lot of this stuff be planned. They gotta plan it. You think MV Transport ain't planned? You think the consensus that they came to yesterday wasn't planned? Let me tell y'all something, and let me be clear. I'm gonna be real clear. And I thought about this yesterday. I don't want to sound like a hypocrite here, but I'm just saying, it's just stuff just don't surprise me if it is. It's my conspiracy theory faculties is kicking in. Just think about this for a minute. What if everything was planned? This strike, everything, all this was planned. Everything. We're gonna go on strike for a minute. We're gonna create a stir, create a distraction. We're gonna get some things made. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Just so, you know what I'm saying? I don't look, because eventually whatever's going down is gonna come out the wash later on down the line. It may not happen in 26, but it might happen in 28. It's probably may come out the wash in 28. And you'll see why it was important that they went on strike. They went on strike. Because here's my deal. If whatever deals that they was made was already, they had already been asking for whatever it is they got. They was already asking for whatever that they got. And I bet you there's a contingency. You think MV Transport gonna do this crap for free? You out your mind. You out your mind. And I don't care what nobody say. I ain't wrong on this. I'm not wrong. I stand 10 toes down on it. MV Transport ain't doing this for free. Chief Brackney wasn't gonna do this for free. Or she wasn't going to do this for accept whatever they going to give, what was they going to give her. She's like, nah, this was going to do. If not, I'm gone. You honestly think? And then they say the budget be, well, damn, why did, J-Train got a lot of bread. Well, they got all their own separate, the majority of this is J-Train. Yeah, it's J-Train. Don't be acting. Don't be acting. They know they gotta pay MV Transport back. They're acquiring all these grants and stuff like that, and they know They got to allocate some funds to MV Transport. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to get it on, because they're going to, like, just like I said in my other video, the driver's going to get it on the front end, and then MV Transport going to get it on the back end. Watch what I tell you. Why they paying their drivers on the front end? Why is they paying their drivers now on the front end? Not because MV Transport is going to get it on the back end. Watch what I say, it's going to come out the wash. It's going to come out the wash. So just watch. Just watch. This ain't no conspiracy. This is not no conspiracy. Because if you paid attention to what deal was made, that deal that was made yesterday, off the rip, that means that they said they drivers going to get, what was that, 5% or whatever it was? And then they said it was going to be 3%. Come on. Come on. Come on. So if they're going to get 3%, that means that MV Transport going to be in here for the long haul, because they're going to get it back on the back end. That's why they can do that. They got $2 million buses in here already. And they coming for 4 more. Got 4 more buses. $1 million buses. They got some bread somewhere. See, she tried, Christina Wells said, well, the reason why we did this because we got the grant bread during the pandemic, this, that, whatever. I heard everything she said. Verbatim. She said they got the grant bread during the pandemic. They couldn't use it, so some of that grant money, they had already gotten, had to be used. If not, they had to send it back. This, that, whoop, whoop. So they had to use the grant funds, this, that, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but my question is this. Was it ever on the floor at the council? Did they ever put that shit on the floor when it came down to the council approving it? What happened? What happened? Because according to Kenneth Stokes said they never reached the desk because he ain't reading. Probably why he ain't attend that on what's the name meeting, because he probably gonna go off. That's why he ain't probably attend that financial meeting. He probably saw it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or if he was there, he might have been quiet. You know what I'm saying? But I know Grizel and Clay, they was on Zoom or whatever. But they was, you know what I'm saying? They was digital. You know what I'm saying? They was digital. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't there live. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, come on, man. Let's keep that a buck here, man. Let's keep that a buck. They, like I said, you can't get around this. You can't get around this. I'm gonna just lay my plane on that. You know what I'm saying? Cause yo, I'm not trying to beat no dead horse. I'm not trying to beat no dead horse. You know, J-Train gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get them budgets together. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But Resident, I don't want you to be fooled. Don't be fooled. Don't let these folks fool you. Understand? Look, just ask yourself a question. If you looked at that budget meeting, ask yourself a question. Why do they save certain amounts of money, and you got certain employees over there suffering in their office spaces? Why is that? But yet they conserving money. What's going on? And it's on paper. I said this yesterday. I ain't talking out the side of my neck. That's what went down. That's what, go back and look at it. Ask that question. Why y'all not allocating money to help these people, helping the workers do the necessary job that they need to do without going through rigmarole with unnecessary work that they don't have to do, unplugging stuff, plugging stuff back up when they're not supposed that. Come on, man. They should have to even worry about that. When they plug something in a socket, let it go and let it fly, and all they need to do is print their stuff off and get on down and go back to their cubicle or wherever they go back to their desk and keep on doing what they do. They got to sit there and wait for somebody else from somewhere else across the way to finish doing what they're doing, so they can unplug their spot and then unplug something and then plug something up so they can use it. Come on, man, get out of here with that crap. Get out of here with that mess. I mean, come on. I'm just being real. Off the rip. Off the rip. Off the rip. It's whack. It's straight whack. It's straight whack. And I'm not. And like I said, I stand 10 toes down on it. They budgeted for stuff. There's a budget for everything. And these executives and stuff, high executives in these offices, they got this stuff. They're saving this money on paper. You know what I'm saying? But it's only making them look bad, because you know why? Them black women. Shout out to them. Shout out to those black women, because they came in there and they told it. That made them look bad. They made them folks look bad. This is what we need here. We need this to make our jobs easier. If you're in a position, don't you think that man knew? Don't you think that dude, that lot fella knew? He knew. Come on, man. That man ain't stupid. He knew what was cracking. Man, that man knew what was going on. That lot dude knew what was going on. He knew they was going in them conditions. Come on, man. I ain't trying to hear none of that. None of that. All the people that was in those conditions over there, they knew. Those supervisors, everybody knew what conditions that they was in. And you mean to tell me they couldn't go to the mayor's office and say, hey, look, listen, we need some bread. They couldn't fill out a requisition. Come on, man. Oh, they hot. We didn't know. That's bullcrap. I'm not saying that they did, but I'm just saying. That'd be the first thing they do. But them sisters, they spilled the beans. Nah, we got this. This is the problem here. We got this problem. We got that problem. We got this problem. If them folks is donating these folks a building, it would be honorable. Honorable. For the folks that's donating the building to halfway fix it up for them, and the city come in and fix it up too. Half and half. It would be honorable. But that's too much like right. They figure, well, we donating the building, that's enough. Y'all take care of the rest. But y'all used it up. Give these people what they need in order for them to do their jobs. That's all I'm saying. Plain landed. Plain landed. Today is Friday. Today is Friday. We're going to get it today. We're going to get it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get it today. You know? Because the truth is the truth. We're going to get it today. We're going to talk about the stuff that needs to be talked about, because like I said, this right here is problematic, because if that's going on over there, it's going on everywhere. All over Jackson. Fire department probably got problems. The police department just showed they showed their nitro. They showed their nitro. They showed their nitro ISIS. They showed they nitro ISIS. Well, ISIS. I'm gonna say ISIS. They showed they nitro ISIS. They showed they nitro ISIS. I'm saying. And they got bagged for it. Bag means arrested. Well, sent on allegedly administrative leave. And they didn't reveal their names. Yo, it's just funny. Yo, I'm gonna tell you why it's funny to me. Because in this society, they will not give a person like me a job, but take a chance on a person. Take a chance on a person and give them a job. And then when they do wrong, they look the other way. Now, here I come in. I bring my fat ass up there and want to get a job to show improve my skills, whatever the case may be. Boom, 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 boom. All right. They sit around there telling me no. You know, go about your business, blind man. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? Nah, we can't use you. You're a liability. Right? Alright, but that's why I say it's funny to me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, call it what you want. Call it narcissistic, whatever. But this is problematic for me. Because I hark on this all the time. But yet it's still, but they'll be doing something wrong in that office, going into databases that they're not supposed to be getting on. Informing the enemy about what's happening. Right? Shit. Apparently, they don't know about computers. But I do. Me personally, in any computer that I own, whether it's your cell phone, whether it's like the desktop computers that I have, anytime when you put something in, it's gonna leave a trace. It's a log in that sucker and tell you what happened. If you go in there and delete it, it's still gonna log it in. It's gonna leave a trace, and they know how to get it. So if they was on the trace and they was looking at it, they can tell you how long you was in there, what time you went in there, and what time you logged out. I can tell you that straight off the rip. That's even with Linux or Windows. You can't get around it. You can't erase it. The only way you can do it is you physically go into the computer, take the hard drive out, and wipe it. Wipe the whole hard drive. Who the heck gonna do that? But if not, I don't care if you press delete. When you press delete, even though in Linux delete is not like Windows. When you delete something, you delete. But the logging it in, you can log it in and delete it, but still, it's got a log file inside the computer that's going to tell you, as long as that operating system is running, it's going to tell you. And you can't delete that. You can't delete unless you go in there and wipe the computer. You think them folks don't know? They got them folks are smart. Them folks are smart. See, apparently, even just because you are a detective, you're not a computer engineer. You're not a computer expert. You might got all this technology in order to get in cell phones and all that kind of stuff. That don't qualify you as being an expert. That don't qualify you to know how to read a log file. That don't qualify you or know how to access one. Man, please. They think they slick because they be working late night and they think they can go in and do this stuff and act like they ain't did nothing. I'm telling you, especially these young women. Especially these young women, they think they think they slick. I'm just telling you what's real. I'm telling you. And like I said, that's that type of behavior, they look over it. Like I said, I bring myself in there, want to get a job. Nah, bro, you can't get a job. You're a liability. They tell you that in a hot minute. In a hot minute. They already got that you a liability as soon as you walk in the door with a cane. Oh man, what the hell this dude here for? You know, I'm here for a job. What the hell you can do? Nah, we got all the dispatches we need. And you got 10 dispatches, and 3 out of that 10 is crooked. And they know it. And they know it. And I'm not even going to use myself, for example. It could be anybody. Person coming there with no disability, coming there with 10 years of experience. This happened to me before I even went blind. I'm just going to keep it a buck. Coming in with 10 years of experience. This happened to me when I worked security. My first security job when I first came down here to Mississippi was day detective. I came down there with credentials. I came down there to day detectives with credentials. I mean, recommendations, all that. References, everything. And certificates from NYPD and all that. You think that cat, Bobby Davis, gave a ding dong? Heck no. He looked at that crap. I brought out stuff. I've had everything wrapped up in a folder. I said, here you go, bro. I sat there at the desk, put in the application, sat there at the desk, and I handed him my folder and the application. He looked at everything. Everything was nice and neat and everything. Because my peoples up north at the job that I worked, they put everything up for me. They pulled everything up and everything. You know what I'm saying? Shh, man, please. That crap set that crap on the side. There was somebody else on the right of me. You know what I'm saying? He came in there talking all proper and everything out the side of his neck. They immediately gave him they gave him a car. Which, you know, at that time I couldn't I didn't have no license and I really couldn't drive very well. It didn't make no difference. But my point was I came in with credentials and he didn't. So that's the same thing I'm saying about this. You got people that come in there and try to get a job with a dispatch and boom, and they can't even get a job being a dispatcher and boom, and then you got 3 people out of 10 people that's crooked and they know it. What's this world coming to, right? Hey, it's too much like right. So I'm just telling you, yo, look here, hey. Just like Malcolm X said, the chicken's coming home to roost. See, you can't do dirt too long because because it's gonna catch up with you, and the way it catches up with you, somebody gonna catch up to your dirt, and they're gonna call you out. When you do dirt, it's gonna come out the wash, cause somebody's gonna catch up. Somebody's gonna be running up to it. They're gonna see it, and they're gonna take it, and they're gonna catch up with you. And they're going to say, hey, look here, bro. You got dirt on you. And that's what Chief Brackney did. Y'all got dirt on y'all. We ain't trying to hear that. We don't need that crap here in our department. If y'all ain't going to come in here and do these jobs correctly, guess what? We'll find somebody else that can. And that's the bottom line. You could tell she's a decision maker. See, I ain't not afraid to come on national TV, not national, but on public, on the news and tell it, yo, you ain't doing right. You're gonna get, you gotta get ghost. We're going to get you out of it, and we're going to probably file charges on you. They got charges. That girl got charges put on her. Yeah, I think it was it? What was it? It was 100,000. She had 100,000. Yeah, yeah. She had $100,000 bond. She got arrested. She gonna sit. She ain't got the brand. She gonna sit. Whoever she was rocking better be able to bond her out or make bail for her. But she gonna sit. Off the rip. That showed you she ain't playing. She Brackney ain't playing. Shouts out to her once again. Shouts out to her once again. You know, but that's it for me. Yo, y'all see me on Facebook, yo, just see me on Facebook sometime, yo, just send me a shout out, whatever. Leave a comment, yo, click like, share, and subscribe. Yo, let these know, run them likes up for me. I'm not getting no likes. Come on, man. Yo, you give me the views, but don't give me the likes. Come on, B. Don't do me like this. Don't do me that way. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. Next week. Y'all have a good weekend. Stay up, stay wise, and stay intelligent, and most of all, stay encouraged.